CRIES YouTube channel. First of all, we wish you a happy new year and all the best to all of us. And in this video, we bring you the latest news. Meghan regrets and desperately cries to apologize to the royal family. I want to address the breaking news from last weekend that Markle regrets her behavior in 2021. Insiders are claiming that she's desperate for love at this point. Harry's alienated in this Santa Barbara mansion, alone and pining for his life in the UK. He feels horrible for what he's done, but he's the only one. Of course, Harry was a willing participant in everything that went down in 2020. He gave up his family, his friends in the UK, not to mention the closeness he once had with the extended family and the monarchy. The most devastating thing for him to reflect on at the end of the year is the way he blamed his father and called him out. He's having a hard time living with himself at this point. It's also possible that this source is unreliable. It's not like I think she shouldn't feel remorse. It's just that I don't believe she actually would. According to her assessment of everything, she's done nothing wrong. In fact, she truly believes she was on some kind of holy mission to remediate the royal family's image, which she thought was stuck in the past, racist, colonialist. Her delusional belief is that they were rejected because the family wasn't willing to face the truth about its dark interior. No one obeyed her superior wishes, and now they're paying the price by losing access to Harry and his children. Here's the thing. Narcissists are physically incapable of apologizing, ever. They will deflect, claim victim status, or just plain ignore the facts. Meghan was born a victim, and she will clutch that title to her as long as she lives. I'm very curious to see how she exploits that narrative in her political ambitions. In fact, I'm willing to bet that she'll just deflect the incoming criticism that will be pointed at her when she steps into political life. Narcissists are known for their inability to take accountability for anything. They're also super sensitive and can't tolerate any criticism. It feels horrible for them, so they'll claw to anything that allows them to see themselves as perfect and blameless. For Meghan, this means building her entire identity around being victimized by the evil family. But that's going to run out. First, it was her own family, now the royal family. Who's next? Just watch. Anyone who disagrees with her will be painted as the new oppressor. She actually lacks all ability to be wealthy and famous on her own. But since this is her primary goal in life, and since she's had overinflated sense of self because of her delusions of grandeur, she's actually incapable of seeing the truth of her own lack of talent. Narcissists are known to believe themselves to be some kind of savior with a message that everyone needs and wants to hear. But she doesn't have the ability to see into the situation and know that she's wrong. It's just not something her ego can withstand. It's exactly what happened when she married Harry and became a senior royal. She was convinced that she was going to smash it, that she was going to be an instant hit, and that the Diana fairy tale was about to be repeated. When it didn't happen, she played the victim and arranged for Harry to rescue her. It was suggested afterward that her huge popularity had ruffled feathers, and that's why Harry and she were the subject of media gossip released by Palace Suits. Notice how utterly delusional narcissists are by creating alternate, favorable outcomes to their stories. To the ending they had imagined, but that never materialized. This is how narcissists act when they hadn't thought far enough in advance about the possible outcomes of the delusions they make out of sheer grandiosity. They simply rewrite the end to make it sound successful, and then they truly believe it. It's a sad reality these disordered people live in, but life is even worse for the people closest to them. On the other hand, her behavior has been and still is beyond apology. It seems since leaving the UK, Meghan Markle has set out to damage the royal family in retaliation for her own mistake. She believed if she played her cards right, she could become queen. She had no idea about the hierarchy of the monarchy. that Harry was only number 6 in the line of succession, and therefore there were 5 people in front of him to take the throne before she even got a look in. And in due course, with every new birth from the Cambridge children, she would go further down the list. She isn't prepared to be lower than number 1 in any respect. And if president is truly her aim, then she's illustrating that point. The top dog is her only goal. So what she's done and how she's behaved is no accident for which an apology could be accepted. Her actions have been deliberate and undermining, not caring that Prince Philip was dying. Well aware, I'm sure, that accusing a member of the family of racism without naming the accused would cause untold problems and speculation. And that's barely scratching the surface of her lies and half-truths. If she is truly sorry, it would help. However, I'm not sure any apology would be believed to be genuine after all the lies she has told. All her actions have been deliberate in her attempt to reach the top. What she has failed to realize is that these very actions are now taking her down to the bottom, to a point of no return. Nobody likes a self-confessed liar and a fraud. She's untrustworthy and unkind to her fellow man. If she wasn't, she would have friends and family around her. Instead, she chooses to ditch the one person who up till now has remained apparently steadfast in her support. Doria is a has-been because she no longer fits in with the image of the upper-class elite that the Duchess wishes to portray. What she has failed to take on board is that, by her very actions, in connection to friends and family, she has totally alienated all those she wished to impress. No apology from the Duchess would be accepted. Best she sinks without a trace. Moreover, she has a lot of apologizing on her way down the staircase to all those people she stepped on and over in her climb up. That's too many self-serving apologies. It will never happen. She's still thrown out her tracks and spike belts of victimhood and appointed blame elsewhere in the hope that it would deflate the wheels of her critics. But she's already digging around near the bottom of her bag of tricks. Don't you feel it coming? A fall. Nothing she does or says will have any credibility. Nobody will be fooled. Everybody is going to stop trusting her. And if she is indeed deposed in the Prince Andrew trial, things might just get darker and wicked. Then there's the Tom Bower book. I don't know, do you see a precipice looming? But whatever happens next, as far as commenting on the life of an individual, you have to admit Meghan Markle is, as they say, a gift that keeps on giving. I think, as you surmise, she's on the brink of a precipice. The media are out to get her for the way she lied to the judge and the award against A&L. Tom Bower is no fan, and there's another book to which Trevor Engelson has contributed. Eventually, I hope the investigation into the bullying is completed. It's still interviewing, I think, so that will be another blot she will have to contend with. And then there's Harry, who it seems is getting fed up with the games his wife is playing and is considering his options. Not to say he will walk away tomorrow, but I don't believe it will go on much longer. There has even been speculation that he's moved out already and is living elsewhere, but nothing definite yet reported. However, my take is that she is avenging for being fired due to her behavior and possibly wanting to be number 1, which in her mind she thought was possible. The article from Sky News is the most accurate to date. Her at war with the world, including her mother, which I read she had a vicious fight with and kicked her out. How Harry has survived to date would be my reckoning. He is in her draw card in stature and money. She's extremely bitter, to her own fault of being unable to fit into the family. She never had another lie, and the inability to really fit in anywhere in the world. I guess a total misfit, really. To conclude my video, Meghan will never say sorry, and if she does, she doesn't mean it or think she should. She determined that the royalty abused her mentally and racially. even about everything, the house and the church smell, but she realized that what she'd done as an in-law, nothing nice or humble. Shouldn't she be humble and say sorry that she was not being a good daughter-in-law? Yes, she has 2 kids, but she plays the game well and doesn't allow the kids to play with other family members. This is selfish and self-centered. I hope her kids will survive these kinds of thoughts from their mother. And you, do you agree with the views in my video? If yes, don't be afraid to like and share my video with anyone who also agrees with us. If not, tell me why, and everyone also discuss the Sussexes. And remember to subscribe to Kate Middleton and the Queen News channel to get more interesting videos from our team. Now, thank you for watching and wishing you a Happy New Year.